Go ahead.
All right, guys. Injuries. Bosa, the knee was out. Solomon Thomas, knee out. Garoppolo, ankle out. Mostert, knee out. Tevin Coleman, knee out. Go ahead.
Kyle, any thought about what the severity of any of those injuries are? I've heard Jimmy might have a high ankle sprain. Is that correct?
Yeah, Jimmy, high ankle is what we have now. Bosa and Bosa's most likely an ACL. They got to confirm that tomorrow, but most likely. Solomon is, from what I'm told, a little bit in the same boat as Bosa. He has a better chance of it not being that, from what I'm told, but we'll wait to see. And then Mostert, don't think it was that. Just had some knee issues in the game on that turf.
Kyle, just emotionally, what do all these injuries, how do all these injuries impact you and the feeling in the locker room?
I mean, they impact you a lot. I mean, there's a lot of there's a number of players with some bad injuries, which always does. Some key players with some bad injuries, which makes it always a little bit harder. I think the guys are real pumped about the win. I mean, it was huge to get that, and I think we played our asses off. I thought it was a real good game by the team. But you got a little mixed emotions when you lose some guys like that. So you just we got a good team. We had a good team last year. We got a good team this year, and I just told the guys that we do have a good team, but there's also so many guys in our place that can get a lot better, coaches and players. And when you do lose some good guys like we did, and it'll probably be for a while. We need guys to get better, and there's a number of guys who can improve on our team, and that's what we got to focus on doing.
You mentioned with Mostert that he had some issues playing on that surface. I know you can't necessarily draw a direct line from the surface to all those injuries, but there's a lot of lower leg things. How much do you think that played a factor, and is that something that you're going to have to take into even more account, knowing that you're playing there again next week?
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. I don't know exactly why it happened, but as far as the feeling that was on the sidelines, I know. That's as many knee injuries and ankle stuff and people getting caught on a turf as I've ever been a part of. From what I saw, the other team did too. I know our players talked about it the entire game, just how sticky the turf was, and I think that was the first time people played on it, I think. But yeah, it was something our guys were concerned about right away, and the results definitely made that a lot stronger. And unfortunately, it's a place we got to go back to next week.
Kyle, how did you feel Jimmy got it through that first half, and what were your impressions of Nick Mullins after halftime?
I thought Jimmy made some good plays. We had a long drive that would not have happened if he didn't scramble and get an off schedule. He had a hell of a play on that off schedule to keep the drive going, or it would have been 3 and out, and it led to a touchdown drive. So I thought that was huge. I thought he hurt it. He hurt his ankle pretty early and tried to battle through it. Couldn't go anymore at halftime. I thought Nick came in, made a couple big plays. For the most part, we were running the ball then. He didn't have to do a ton. But I know he messed up. It looked like that ball was a little bit high from what I saw. And I think he'll be a lot more ready next week with the preparation.
Kyle, it's early obviously, but are you going to have to start looking at some personnel moves here? Is he on sick, pull it back, and look at a quarterback? And is that something that immediately springs to mind for you?
Possibly. We were looking into that anyways. So we'll see how everything plays out in these next couple of days. But losing 2 guys like that, it's we got some guys in our practice squad and everything that we got a lot of confidence in, and we'll see who's out there and however we can help our team. I know John and his group will bring those guys in. We also got some guys here that can step up and help us too.
Kind of with all the injuries, obviously it was a gutty kind of win for you guys, but does it feel like a win? How did it feel like in the locker room after this one with all the injuries, and also if you could speak to what Jordan Reed brought to the table today?
Guys were excited. I think you cool down a little bit because it was over for a while there in the fourth. So guys, and then they kind of get an idea about the injuries and stuff. Guys aren't totally aware of that during the game. So I think guys did have a little bit of mixed emotions when they came in, especially seeing Nick and stuff. But I know our guys were also excited with the win. I know our guys feel for the guys who got hurt. But I also know our guys got a lot of confidence in the other people here who can help, and we feel there's a lot of ways our team can win, and our players feel that also. And we're going to get on a plane together, enjoy it a little bit tonight, get out to West Virginia and work on how we can keep improving. And then your second part, Jordan Reed. I mean, that was great for Jordan. We knew he had a chance to have a big game today. I don't know what he finished with, but he was the same guy he's always been. I mean, he beat man coverage. His hands were great. He did a good job in the run game and really helped us today.
How do you look at all the injuries on the defensive line? How did those guys that stepped in for those injured guys play today?
From what I saw, they did a hell of a job. I mean, kept them out of the end zone there until that last drive. I know we had some guys who had to play out of position a little bit, especially when Solly went out also. Didn't have as many guys up. So those guys had to battle throughout the whole game. The players and the coaches have just rotating those guys and trying to keep them going as much as they could. And it happened early, and those guys had to strap it on the rest of the game, and they did a hell of a job doing that.
There was a report overnight about you guys being optimistic about George Kittle playing next week. Is that true? And does the result of today's game maybe alter your thinking, considering you have to play on that surface again next week?
No, I mean, I don't know about the. I mean, I'm always optimistic about George when he's hurt because he's always got a chance. I know he has a tough injury. I was optimistic that he might have a chance last week, so that doesn't change. But it's still a tough deal, and I'll be impressed if he gets back, and always hoping for that. But we'll take all that into account when we discuss it with him over the next week or so.
Kyle, with the injuries along the defensive line, how valuable is it to have a guy like Kerry Hyder who seems to be able to line up anywhere? And how did Fred Warner come across to you from the sideline watching that game?
I mean, Kerry's been a stud for us. I mean, I thought he was one of our training camp MVPs, and then he's carried it over in these two games. He's stepped it up for us and done a hell of a job on the edge. Playing, he can play anywhere for us, and he's done a great job of that, especially not having Ronald Blair in there to start the season too. So it's been great. And Fred, from what I saw, Fred played a hell of a game. I'll see on the plane when I get to the tape, but we knew we were going to let him bend a little bit, but our defense never broke, and not till the end, not till the fourth quarter when they let him get in the end zone. So I was happy with the defense as a whole.
Is your assumption that Garoppolo will miss at least one game, and also when D Ford was downgraded yesterday, is there any fear that could be a serious neck injury?
I mean, anytime you're talking about the neck and stuff, you do have concerns about that. That's why we're pretty cautious with it this week. So it is kind of a day-to-day thing, though, because you got to see how it reacts. Anytime you're dealing with the neck and stuff. And Jimmy, I'm not really sure about. I know with the being the high ankle sprain and stuff, I know he couldn't go in the second half. You'll see how that heals. We got to get on a plane tonight. You wake up tomorrow, it'll probably feel much worse. But that's something you really won't be able to tell whether he has a chance or not, probably till the end of the week.
Last question, please.
Hey, Kyle, can you talk a little bit about Brandon IU today? From what we saw, it looked like a good start, but then what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I was happy for Brandon. Anytime you're a rookie and you get to go in your first game, there's always a lot of pressure on you and stuff, and especially with the fact he hadn't been out of practice that much, missing those 3 weeks. So he got kind of thrown into the fire this week in practice, and I thought he only did better in the game. He made a couple plays, broke a couple tackles, a couple rookie mistakes too, which we'll keep harping on, but that's a little expected. But it was nice to see the game wasn't too big for him. He caught the ball, thought he had a good off-schedule play, and I always love watching guys break tackles.